History turns a new page. Kylian Mbappé breaks records, officially standing on the shoulders of giants Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. In the pantheon of European greatness, few names carry the weight of destiny quite like Kylian Mbappé. By matching the historic 14-goal haul of icons like Messi and Ronaldo, the Frenchman has officially entered the stratosphere of Champions League immortality. Yet, as Real Madrid teeters on the brink against Bayern Munich, we explore whether Mbappé can transcend individual brilliance to drag the kings of Europe back from the abyss. Mbappé's ascension to the pantheon of Champions League greatness. Ladies and gentlemen, we are witnessing a transcendent moment in the modern era of European football. When Kylian Mbappé found the back of the net against Bayern Munich, it wasn't just a goal, it was a definitive statement of intent. By reaching the 14-goal milestone in this 2025-2026 Champions League campaign, the Frenchman has officially breached the gates of the elite. This isn't merely a statistical fluke, it is the culmination of a relentless evolution. At 27 years of age, wearing the iconic white shirt of Real Madrid, Mbappé is no longer just a talent for the future, he is the undisputed master of the present. He has matured into a clinical Galactico, a predator who thrives under the blinding lights of the Santiago Bernabeu, combining raw physical explosiveness with the cold-blooded composure of a veteran assassin. To understand the magnitude of this achievement, one must look at the names he now stands alongside. By hitting that 14th goal, Mbappé has mirrored the legendary feats of José Altafini and Ruud van Nistelrooy. Think back to the 1960s when Altafini set the gold standard, or the early 2000s when Van Nistelrooy's predatory instincts defined the competition. For decades, these figures were considered the ceiling of what a striker could achieve in a single European season. For Mbappé to equal their seasonal output highlights a frightening level of consistency. He isn't just scoring, he is dictating the rhythm of the biggest games on the planet. This 14-goal haul speaks volumes about his tactical intelligence. As a 27-year-old, Mbappé has refined his movement, knowing exactly when to ghost into the box and when to punish a high defensive line. While the result against Bayern remains a bitter pill to swallow for the Madridistas, Mbappé's individual brilliance remains the silver lining. He has moved beyond the young prodigy tag and entered a phase of career-defining dominance, proving that even in a team of superstars, he is the sun around which everything else orbits. He has joined the pantheon, and the scary part for the rest of Europe is that he looks far from finished. The shadow of the king, chasing Cristiano Ronaldo's unrivaled legacy. While Kylian Mbappé has carved his name into the pantheon of greatness with his 14th strike of the campaign, he finds himself staring up at a summit that remains shrouded in the mist of pure brilliance. To understand the magnitude of the task ahead, one must look at the gold standard set by Cristiano Ronaldo during the 2013-2014 season. That year, the Portuguese icon didn't just play, he dictated the very terms of the competition. Netting a staggering 17 goals, it remains the ultimate benchmark of individual clinical efficiency. A season where every touch seemed destined for the back of the net. It serves as a reminder that while 14 goals is legendary, 17 is superhuman. The sheer scale of Ronaldo's dominance is further illustrated by what we might call his rule of three. Most world-class strikers dream of hitting the 14-goal mark just once in their lifetime. Ronaldo, however, turned the extraordinary into the routine, achieving this feat in 3 separate Champions League campaigns. This wasn't merely a purple patch or a stroke of luck, it was absolute. Sustained dominance over a decade. He wasn't just competing against his contemporaries, he was competing against the very limits of what we believed a forward could achieve in the modern era. For Mbappé, the bridge to that ultimate legacy is paved with the milestones of other modern titans. Before he can reach for Ronaldo's crown, he must first navigate the terrain occupied by Robert Lewandowski and Karim Benzema, both of whom have touched the 15-goal ceiling. These two strikers displayed a relentless hunger that Mbappé must now emulate if he is to climb higher. Moving from 14 to 15 goals is more than just a statistical increment. It represents the ability to produce under the suffocating pressure of the quarterfinals and semifinals. As the Frenchman prepares for the second leg against Bayern Munich, he isn't just fighting for a semi-final spot, he is fighting to prove he belongs in that exclusive bracket of players who can transcend the game when the stakes are at their absolute highest. The shadow of the king is long, but for a talent like Mbappé, it serves as the ultimate map to immortality. Blank, blank. Tactical stalemate. Why Real Madrid faltered despite Mbappe's brilliance. The beautiful game often presents us with a cruel paradox. And last night at the Bernabeu, we witnessed it in its most raw form. Kylian Mbappé reached the stratosphere of European football, etching his name alongside titans like Messi and Ronaldo with his 14th goal of the campaign. Yet the final whistle blew to the somber tune of a 1-2 defeat. It was a classic case of individual brilliance being suffocated by a superior collective machine. While Mbappé flourished in the half-spaces, Bayern Munich operated with a surgical precision that exposed the structural cracks in Carlo Ancelotti's setup. The Germans didn't just play a match, they executed a blueprint. Utilizing a disciplined mid-block that forced Real Madrid into wide areas where their creativity eventually stagnated. Assessing the 1-2 aggregate deficit, one cannot ignore the tactical lapses that allowed the Bavarian giants to snatch the advantage. Real Madrid's transition defense, usually their greatest strength, appeared sluggish and reactive, by failing to compress the lines between the midfield and the defensive four. They gave Bayern's playmakers the golden pocket of space required to dictate the tempo. It was a chess match where the Spanish giants moved their queen, Mbappe, with devastating effect, but forgot to protect their king. The reliance on individual moments of magic rather than sustained positional dominance is a dangerous gamble in the knockout stages of the Champions League. This leads us to a burning question that every Madridista must face. Is this historic club becoming too reliant on the French superstar? The burden of expectation on Mbappe's shoulders is now immense. When the system fails to provide a fluid supply line, the team often looks static, waiting for a singular spark from their number 9 to ignite the engine. To overturn this deficit in the second leg, Real Madrid must rediscover their identity as a cohesive unit. Football at this level is won in the margins, and while Mbappe can break records, it is the collective tactical discipline that will ultimately decide if they can storm the Allianz Arena and keep their European dreams alive. Blank. The Bavarian Wall. Analyzing Bayern Munich's defensive discipline. What we witnessed at the Bernabeu was nothing short of a tactical masterclass from Vincent Kompany. While Kylian Mbappe's historic 14th goal will dominate the headlines, the real story lies in the structural integrity of this Bayern Munich side. Kompany has instilled a level of game management that felt almost surgical. Instead of retreating into a low block, the Bavarians maintained a sophisticated positional play that squeezed the life out of Real Madrid's creative engines. It wasn't just about defending the box, it was about controlling the zones where Madrid usually thrives. The neutralizing of the Galactico threat began in the middle of the park. Bayern's midfield functioned like a well-oiled machine, cutting off the passing lanes to Jude Bellingham and preventing Vinicius Jr. from finding his trademark explosive rhythm. By isolating the supply lines, Kompany forced Madrid into speculative long balls and individual duels that the German defenders handled with composed authority. This was a blueprint on how to stifle the reigning champions, pressure the ball carrier, maintain a high line with discipline, and never allow the Madrid midfield to dictate the tempo. As the whistle blew, the psychological shift was palpable. Heading back to the Allianz Arena with a 2-1 lead provides Bayern with a monumental advantage. They haven't just beaten Real Madrid on the scoreboard, they have proven they can withstand the pressure of the most daunting stage in world football. For Real Madrid, the task is now Herculean. They must break down a wall that seems to get stronger with every passing minute. While Bayern will be backed by a sea of red and the confidence of a team that knows exactly how to finish the job. The tactical chess match is only half over, but right now, Kompany holds the king. Pathways to immortality. The quarterfinal second leg scenarios. The Bernabeu has seen it all, but the task awaiting Carlo Ancelotti is one that demands tactical perfection. Down 1-2 against a Bayern Munich side that operates with the cold precision of a Swiss watch. The Italian tactician must recalibrate his midfield engine. It is not merely about aggression, it is about balance. Real Madrid cannot afford to chase the game recklessly and leave gaps for the Bavarian counterattack. Ancelotti will likely look to congest the central channels, forcing Bayern wide and utilizing the transition speed of Vinicius Jr. to create the space Kylian Mbappé needs to breathe. The Frenchman was a constant threat in the first leg, but in the return fixture, he must be the clinical executioner. For Mbappe, the stakes transcend the scoreline. He stands on the precipice of history. One strike away from the 15-goal mark that would elevate him past legends like Messi and into the rarefied air occupied by Benzema and Lewandowski. But at Real Madrid, individual accolades mean little without the victory. He isn't just hunting for his 15th goal, he is hunting for a moment of destiny that justifies his arrival in the Spanish capital. To bypass the 17-goal benchmark set by Cristiano Ronaldo, Mbappe needs games, and to get games, he must carry this team on his shoulders through the fire of the second leg. History, however, is the ghost that haunts the visitors and inspires the hosts. We have seen this script before, from the miraculous turnaround against Manchester City to the defiance shown against Paris Saint-Germain. The Champions League is woven into the very fabric of this club. The remontada spirit is not a myth, it is a psychological weapon. Bayern knows that a one-goal lead in Madrid is as fragile as glass. For Los Blancos to overturn the deficit, they must tap into that legendary DNA, transforming the pressure of the quarterfinal into an unstoppable momentum. If Mbappe finds his rhythm and the Bernabeu finds its voice, we are not just watching a football match, we are witnessing the forging of a new era. Kylian Mbappé has ascended to the pantheon of greatness, cementing his name alongside legends like Messi and Ronaldo. Yet, history is written by winners, not just record breakers. Individual brilliance must now ignite a collective resurgence. As the second leg looms, Mbappe faces a defining crossroads. Will he remain a statistical titan in a losing effort, or lead Real Madrid to a comeback that echoes through the ages?